Hey everyone! Ever since California and Los Angeles has gone into a shelter-in-place and experienced an economic shutdown, I've been getting asked time and time again, what is happening to the real estate market? What shifts am I seeing? Are people still looking to buy? Is it still a good time to sell or invest? And are we heading towards a housing crash just like we experienced in the 2008 to 2010 recession? The reality is there's a lot going on and all of you have a lot of the same exact questions, and so I'm going to tackle all of that today. My name is Chloe.deverrier and let's get started. So I'm going to start off today talking about 4 incredibly relevant and important facts about the real estate market and the history of our country. In the last 11 years, we have continued to see prices increase in home value. In the past 12 years, inventory continues to decrease. In the past 40 years, interest rates continuously have decreased as well. And in the past 6 recessions, only one has heavily impacted the real estate market, which was the 2008 to 2010. It's important to remember that a recession or market crash does not necessarily mean that the real estate market is going to crash as well. That's incredibly important. The reality is at this time, sellers are still highly motivated to sell and buyers are still buying, and that is proven across the charts and statistics. Now let's talk about what we're seeing in the real estate market today and this year. So in February of 2020, we had a very successful month all over California and real estate transactions closed. We're up almost 6% and the number is at over 420,000 transactions. Now when coronavirus hit in early March, we did see a large decrease for March of this year, which dropped to about 373,000 homes. So we saw a significant decrease in the amount of homes that were being closed. That being said, business is still being done. Now, in determining whether people still think it's a good time to buy or sell, the California Association of Realtors actually sent out a poll. They do this every single month. Now, in March, the amount of buyers was actually staying consistent in the amount of percentages that were saying it was still a good time to buy. But that being said, on the seller side, it dropped by almost 50%, which makes sense. We have been seeing less homes coming on the market, and if anything, majority of homes that are being available on the market are leases and mostly not homes for sale. That being said, I track the market every single day and I do see new listings hitting the market every single day. So there still are sellers out there who are willing to sell, and that gives you as a buyer an advantage because there are less people who are in the pool to compete, and that means that there's going to be less multiple offers, there's going to be less counter offers, and you have the opportunity to find a sweet deal and get something for cheaper than you would when we're in the prime of a real estate market. Now, the number one reason why homes are now no longer closing or falling out of escrow is because 50% had issues due to loan funding issues. Now, if you think about it, we have a lot of buyers who will get pre-approved a month or 2 months in advance, and it takes them a while to find the home that they're looking to buy. And when they purchase that home, they go into escrow with their pre-approval letter from 2 months or 1 month prior, and they find out when it's ready to pay up that their loan interest rates have gone up and they may not be able to no longer afford that property, which is leading to a lot of escrows falling out of place. Another reason why homes are also falling out of escrow is everything is taking longer now. Everything is being done virtually. Appraisals are no longer allowed virtually, so you have to work around that. And there's just a lot of complications and extra documents, addendums that needs to be signed in order to protect both the buyers and the sellers. And when it comes to money and the pre-approval and lending process, there's been a lot of restrictions to that as well. So for mortgage credit, it is currently tightening up. Fannie, Freddie, and Ginnie Mae are now requiring that all income and asset documentation to be dated within 60 days instead of 120 days. Those of you who are self-employed, it is now required that lenders see proof of business existence within 10 days instead of 120, just because a lot of people are currently going out of business or no longer have a stream of income, and that could pose an issue when deciding whether or not to approve you a loan. And lastly, many banks, especially in JP Morgan Chase, they are requiring that all pre-approvals come from an individual with a minimum FICO score of 700 and that they put down at least 20%. So there is a little less leeway in being able to play with the amount that you're putting down, and you better make sure that you have good credit because it's being incredibly difficult to get pre-approved for that if you don't have something above 700. That being said, rates are still incredibly low. If you have questions or want to talk to an officer who could explain that to you, feel free to contact me about that. But rates have consistently been going down. We're seeing rates to be around 3% and even under that. And so if you are in a financial situation where you can afford to buy during this time and you were previously looking to do that before coronavirus hit, this may be an opportunity for you. You're placed into a huge advantage because less people are out there purchasing homes. So there's a less competitive field, as I mentioned before, and that's really going to put you into a strategic position because once coronavirus passes, I believe that there's going to be a huge spike in demand to purchase homes now. And that's going to be a huge field of competition. If you're not already pre-approved, you're going to be waiting a very long time to get that pre-approval letter due to all of the backup from getting refinanced and all of that. And so you don't want to have those issues. You definitely want to avoid it. And if you're in that ability to purchase your dream home now, I definitely recommend contacting an agent to get set up and doing that. Now, in regards to recovery, of course, our country is going to have to recover at some point in time. And in fact, there is a lot of high hope from many individuals and institutions across the country that are saying that we're going to have a very strong end to 2020. I'll pop up the chart right here, but it says that top 3 major financial institutions are all expecting a rapid V-type recovery. And so they're expecting to have an incredibly strong third quarter and fourth quarter for the rest of 2020, which is definitely reassuring. That being said, of course, we can never know. We've never faced a global pandemic before. We've never had a guidebook or a playbook to get through this, but I really believe that the best thing we can do right now, of course, is to stay home, flatten the curve, protect our community, and eventually we'll see the rewards for that with our economy starting to come back and for our jobs to be coming back as well. So in summary, I know I talked about a lot of different things. I threw a lot of different graphs in here, but in summary, there's definitely an incredibly strong 2020, hopefully coming our way. Second of all, it is still a good time to buy. Sellers are still highly motivated and you will most definitely be able to find that sweet deal. The reality is inventory has continued to go down, especially in Los Angeles, and prices continue to go up. And this is the time to get a good deal and by not paying overpriced for it. That's it for today. I hope that answered some of your questions. If you have any more questions, I'm going to link down below a contact form so you can get in touch with me, ask me anything you'd like, and if you're looking to buy your home or sell your home as well, I'd be happy to give you some guides on that. And I look forward to see you guys next time.